Italy draws more visitors than its own population every year. Thanks to its rich history, cultural heritage, stunning natural landscapes, world-famous luxury brands, trend-setting designers, and iconic cuisine. Italians proudly call their homeland Bel Paese, which means beautiful country in their language. If you'd like to stay updated with more content like this, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share your thoughts in the comments. Your feedback is incredibly valuable to us. Italy is the birthplace of the Roman Empire, which once ruled much of the world. It's also the only country in the world that hosts two independent states, Vatican City, the smallest country globally and the heart of Catholicism, and San Marino, one of the oldest republics. With 65 million visitors annually, Italy ranks as the fifth most visited country in the world. Additionally, it boasts 58 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, more than any other nation. Throughout history, Italy has seen significant migration waves. Between 1861 and 1985, nearly 29 million Italians emigrated in search of better opportunities, and 65% of them never returned. Today, an estimated 150 million people worldwide have full or partial Italian ancestry, in addition to the 60 million living in Italy. Notably, 66% of Argentina's population and 15% of Brazil's population are of Italian descent. In the United States, that figure stands at around 17 million. In Italy, business hours are flexible. While northern cities may have shorter lunch breaks, in the south, these breaks can last up to 3 to 4 hours. Most shops, banks, and pharmacies close around 1 p.m. so employees can go home to have lunch with their families or enjoy a quick nap. This tradition reflects the strong family ties in Italian culture. Family is at the heart of Italian culture. Studies show that more than half of single Italian men aged 24 to 35 still live with their parents. A traditional Sunday gathering where families come together for large meals is a cornerstone of Italian life. Sometimes these meals include 40 to 50 extended family members. However, modern Italy is experiencing a shift in its family structure. Both marriage and birth rates are declining. With one of Europe's lowest birth rates, the country recently recorded its lowest number of births since 1861. Additionally, long divorce processes make Italians cautious about marriage, contributing to Italy's status as one of the countries with the lowest divorce rates. Family is central to Italian life. Italy is a country that always shines with its rich food culture. With 350 types of pasta, 50 types of coffee, and over 500 varieties of wine, it's a paradise for food lovers. On average, Italians consume 36 kilograms of pasta, 41 kilograms of bread, 44 liters of wine, and 6 liters of coffee annually. Breakfast is a light meal in Italy and often enjoyed outside. Italians typically start their day with a cappuccino and a cornetto, a sweet pastry similar to a croissant. Surprisingly, you won't find cheese, eggs, or olives on their breakfast tables. This is because dinner is eaten late and in generous portions. Between breakfast and lunch, Italians usually snack on something savory. Lunch starts around noon or 1 p.m. In the north, where people are often in a rush, they might grab a panini, a type of sandwich, or a slice of pizza. Dinner holds a special place in Italian culture and is usually enjoyed with family at a carefully prepared table. Meals follow a particular order. They begin with antipasto, small appetizers to stimulate the appetite, followed by pasta, which is a must. The main course typically features meat or fish with a side dish. Afterward, dessert and fruit are served. To finish the meal, they drink an espresso, but only after dessert. Serving coffee with dessert is considered rude. Lastly, they might have a digestivo, an alcoholic drink that aids digestion. This sequence is mirrored in Italian restaurant menus. Italians love their snacks between meals, especially in the mid-afternoon, when they often opt for something sweet. Before dinner, they enjoy aperitivo, a light pre-meal with drinks and snacks. Many Italians also take an evening stroll called la passeggiata before dinner. In the north, dinner usually begins around 7:30 or 8 p.m., while in the south it doesn't start until 9 or 10 p.m. and can go on until midnight or later. The further south you go, the later people tend to eat. If you order a latte in an Italian cafe, don't be surprised if you're served a glass of milk, because that's what latte means in Italian. Milk-based coffees like cappuccinos are typically only ordered in the morning, as drinking milk after 11 a.m. is thought to hinder digestion. Ordering a cappuccino later in the day might earn you some odd looks. Despite their carb-heavy diet, Italy has an impressively low obesity rate of just 9%. This number has remained stable for years and is far below the global average. Italians owe their health to their understanding of how to eat properly. Eating slowly, savoring every bite, and spending long periods at the table are ingrained in their culture. Additionally, cycling is a popular mode of transportation, encouraged by restrictions on motor vehicles in many areas. When fast food chains entered the country, Italians responded with the slow food movement to protect their culinary traditions. Supported by the government, this initiative promotes the use of natural, high-quality ingredients and rejects genetically modified or chemically treated foods. Italians credit the taste of their cuisine to the quality of their ingredients, including premium flour, rice, and fresh produce. For them, dining is an art meant to be enjoyed, not rushed. In a country like Italy, known for its strong culinary traditions, some foreign fast food chains failed to meet the expectations of the locals. People often felt that fast food, especially pizza or pasta, cheapened their national symbols. Domino's Pizza entered Italy in 2015 and operated there until 2022. The company had plans to open 880 stores but never reached that goal. Italians generally didn't find fast food pizzas authentic and remained loyal to their local pizzerias. Additionally, Domino's innovative topping combinations like pineapple pizza weren't well received by Italians who prefer traditional flavors. McDonald's opened its first location in Rome in 1986. Initially, there was a lot of backlash, with protests from a significant portion of the public. Despite the controversy, McDonald's continued to grow and now has over 600 locations in Italy. Italians have often seen fast food as a threat to their food traditions. The McDonald's menu, which doesn't align with the country's culture of high-quality ingredients and leisurely dining, faced criticism. To adapt, McDonald's introduced menu items tailored to Italian tastes, like products featuring Parmigiano Reggiano cheese or pesto. The American fast food chain Burger King entered the Italian market in 1999. However, due to its inability to cater to Italian taste preferences and the intense local competition, it shut down all its locations in Italy by 2002. Similarly, the American coffee and donut chain Dunkin' Donuts opened a few locations in Italy in the early 2000s. However, it struggled to adapt to the country's coffee culture and dessert preferences, and eventually exited the market. The global coffee giant Starbucks hesitated for years before entering Italy. It finally opened its first store in Milan in 2018. However, due to Italians' deep-rooted love for their traditional coffee culture and the strong presence of local cafes, Starbucks later decided to close some of its locations. In ancient Rome, dining habits, especially among the upper class, were centered around display and luxury. The wealthy in Rome did not only eat to nourish themselves, but also to show off their social status and enjoy the experience. However, rich Romans would sometimes make themselves vomit in order to eat more. To do this, they would use bowls or cloths in certain cases. In Roman arenas and stadiums, there was a passage called the vomitorium. Overeating Romans would go there to empty their stomachs and then return to the banquet hall. Servants would insert a feather down their throats to make them vomit. There were many other strange practices in ancient Rome similar to this. There were no medical bandages or gauze in ancient Rome. They used animal dung to treat wounds. Even the wealthiest and aristocratic Romans believed that different types of animal dung had different properties and healing qualities. The best manure was collected in the spring and dried in the sun. Romans believed that gladiators were as brave as lions and that they possessed the heart and mind of a lion. Infertility, epilepsy, and other diseases were thought to be treatable by drinking the blood of a gladiator. They used urine to clean their clothes. After washing their garments, they would rub them with fragrant plants like laurel leaves to remove any remaining odors. In ancient Rome, since toilet paper didn't exist, they used a sponge mounted on a stick called a tersorium for cleaning themselves. After using the sponge, they would rinse it in a bucket of vinegar or salty water and send it back for the next person to use. The uteruses of castrated female pigs were cooked. Then, the brain was mixed with broth and honey. Sounds pretty appetizing, doesn't it? To provide food for the deceased, Roman tombs were equipped with pipes. Through these pipes, wine, honey, and other foods were lowered into the tomb. Italy's daily life often requires comparing southern Italians and northern Italians because the country is pretty much divided into two, and the people from these regions have distinct characteristics. Northerners claim they are the real Italians, while Southerners say the same about themselves. Globally, northern Italians are known for being hard-working, while southern Italians have a reputation for being lazy. Northerners are generally seen as more disciplined, hard-working, organized, and business-oriented. Since they are closer to the rest of Europe, their lifestyle and work culture are more similar to Western European countries. On the other hand, Southerners are considered more laid-back, warm, family-oriented, and focused on enjoying life. This reflects the Mediterranean culture. Historically, northern Italy developed through trade, industry, and craftsmanship, while southern Italy relied heavily on agriculture and has a feudal past. Northern Italy, with cities like Turin, Milan, and Venice, is one of the most industrialized and economically developed regions in Europe. Because of this, there are more job opportunities. Southern Italy, however, has struggled to reach the same level. In the south, 1 in 3 people faces the risk of poverty. In the north, living standards and salaries are higher, but so are rent and property prices. La Sapienza University is recognized as the second largest in the world and the biggest in Europe. It's located in Rome, a city in northern Italy, and has a long-standing reputation for academic excellence. Northern Italy, in general, is home to many prestigious and historic universities. For instance, the University of Bologna, established in 1088 and considered the oldest university in the world, is situated here, showcasing the region's rich educational tradition. Students from southern Italy often move north for higher education after finishing high school. This trend is primarily driven by the superior academic standards in the north. However, it has also led to certain stereotypes. Northerners sometimes look down on southerners, while southerners perceive northerners as overly arrogant. On a broader scale, southern Italy lags behind much of Europe in terms of economic and social development. Many southerners head north in search of better job opportunities, higher quality education, or advanced healthcare. Meanwhile, northerners flock south during the summer months to enjoy vacations by the sea. Italy is made up of 20 regions, each with its own unique accents and dialects. In some areas, the dialects can even vary from city to city or village to village. As you head further south, the language becomes almost incomprehensible for someone from the north. Some dialects are so distinct that they're often considered separate languages. While most Italians today speak Standard Italian, there's still a small minority who don't. Italians are known for their expressive way of communicating, often peppering their conversations with curses and using exaggerated hand gestures. Physical touch is also a big part of their social interactions. Northerners tend to prioritize efficiency and might grab a quick sandwich for lunch, while Southerners treat lunch as a special occasion, taking their time and enjoying larger meals. Visitors to the country often describe Northerners as more reserved and formal, whereas Southerners are seen as warm, friendly, generous, and incredibly hospitable. Southern Italy has long been associated with the mafia, and that influence remains strong today. In many areas, real power doesn't lie with the government but with powerful, wealthy mafia families. Most businesses are under their control, and Italian mafias are considered some of the most powerful criminal organizations in the world. The state, lacking the strength to eliminate this influence, tends to turn a blind eye to many activities outside of essential functions. For instance, shop owners are required to pay monthly protection fees, and any major business activity usually needs mafia approval. If your car gets stolen, the police will simply file a report. But if you want real results or need a problem solved, you'll have to go to the mafia. Santuario Madonna della Corona. This impressive sanctuary is built on the edge of a steep cliff and is often called the church closest to God. According to some legends, the sanctuary has witnessed miracles. Visitors have claimed that prayers made here led to miraculous healings. Despite centuries of natural disasters, the sanctuary has remained remarkably intact. Lake Braze. Nestled in the heart of the Dolomites, this lake is known as the Pearl of the Alps. Its green turquoise waters create a magical atmosphere. According to Italian legends, a king's hidden treasure is said to be buried here. The reflections of the mountains on the water offer stunning beauty in every season. Monte Sibillini. This mountain range was known in ancient times as a place for prophecies. Legend has it that a fairy queen, Sibylla, lived here. The area is famous for its wild goats and unique plant species. In spring, the flower fields burst into a colorful spectacle. Razia Lake. This lake is famous for a church bell tower rising out of the water. In the 1950s, the area was flooded to build a hydroelectric plant, leaving the bell tower as the silent witness of a lost village. In winter, the lake freezes, allowing people to walk to the tower. Locals claim to hear the bells ringing at night. Greto. Known as the place where St. Francis created the first nativity scene, this village feels frozen in time with its stone houses and narrow streets. Christian pilgrims see it as a spiritual hub. In 1223, St. Francis reenacted the birth of Jesus, starting the nativity tradition, which is still celebrated annually. Saturnia Hot Springs. Saturnia is famous for its natural thermal pools, attracting visitors seeking healing for thousands of years. According to legend, the springs were created by the gods to stop a raging war. The 98-degree Fahrenheit waters offer relaxation and health benefits. Cocco. This completely abandoned ghost town was evacuated in the 20th century due to landslides. Its medieval architecture creates a hauntingly beautiful scene. The town has been featured in numerous films and art projects. Walking here feels like stepping into another time. Marmor Falls. This waterfall, created by the Romans, is the tallest man-made waterfall in the world at 541 feet. Roman engineers redirected the Velino River to create this masterpiece. The falls reach their full power when the water is released at scheduled times. Locals believe bathing under the falls brings good luck. Famous for its hilltop fortress, San Leo has been a strategic defense point throughout history. It's even mentioned in Dante's Divine Comedy. The fortress once imprisoned the famous alchemist and occultist Cagliostro. The town is considered one of Italy's most beautiful villages. Piramidi di Terra, Apera. These natural pyramids were formed by centuries of water erosion. Some reach 98 feet in height and are topped with large rocks. This area is like an open-air museum, showcasing the power of nature and the passage of time. Locals believe these formations are the work of mythical figures. Fenne Lakes. Located near the Slovenian border, these lakes were formed by melting glaciers from the Dolomites. Their crystal-clear waters reflect the surrounding mountains beautifully. According to local legends, those who find peace here will have their wishes come true. Aragones Castle. Originally built during the ancient Greek period atop an island, this castle has served as a strategic defense point for centuries. Its surrounding sea views make it one of Italy's most photogenic spots. The castle is rich with local legends and ghost stories. Ragusa. Located in southern Sicily, Ragusa is divided into two areas, Ragusa Superiore and Ragusa Ibla. Ragusa Ibla is a UNESCO World Heritage Site known for its Baroque architecture. After a 1693 earthquake, the city was rebuilt. Its narrow streets, stone houses, and majestic cathedrals reflect its history. Featured in the popular Inspector Montalbano series. Kolkata. Once abandoned, this small village was revived by artists and bohemians. Its old stone houses and narrow streets give it a timeless feel. Locals call it the Village of Eternal Souls. Civita di Bagnoregio. Known as the Dying Town, this village is slowly disappearing due to erosion. It sits atop a rocky hill and is only accessible by a pedestrian bridge. With a population of just 15 to 20 people, it attracts thousands of tourists every year. Islabella. Located on Lake Maggiore, this small island features an elegant Italian garden and a Baroque palace. Its name means beautiful island, which it truly lives up to. The gardens are adorned with exotic plants and white peacocks. The Borromeo family designed it in the 17th century as a luxurious retreat. Valley of the Temples. This valley is an open-air museum featuring Greek temples and is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Located in Sicily's Agrigento region, its temples date back to ancient Greece. The Temple of Concordia is one of the best-preserved Doric temples in the world. At night, the temples are illuminated, creating a magical atmosphere. Pentadodo. This abandoned village, founded by the Greeks, is perched on a rocky hill resembling a hand. It was evacuated in the 19th century after an earthquake. Today, it's brought to life with art festivals and cultural events. Local legends tell of a tragic love story that took place here. Val d'Orcia. This picturesque region in Tuscany, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, features rolling green hills, vineyards, and historic villages. Its landscapes resemble Renaissance paintings and have been used as settings in many productions, including Gladiator. Palago Sanctuary. Located in the Mediterranean, this marine sanctuary protects dolphins, whales, and seals in their natural habitat. The area is an important center for marine biology research. Tourists can take boat tours to observe these animals up close. Bard, Italy's smallest region, Aosta Valley offers breathtaking alpine views. Bard Village is home to a historic fortress that gained worldwide fame after being featured in Avengers: Age of Ultron. Sila. Located in Calabria, this legendary town is mentioned in Homer's Odyssey. It's tied to the myth of the sea god Glaucus and the sea monster Sila. The Ruffo Castle, perched atop the town, offers stunning views. Have you discovered any amazing places? Feel free to share your experiences with us in the comments. If you enjoyed this content, consider supporting us by subscribing to our channel and sharing it with your loved ones.